Alright, and we're live, pal. Once again, baby. So, hey, Andy here. And, I know it's been a while. It's been a while since, I had one of these breakfast in Japan live streams. And, yeah, I figured maybe I'd do it on the Andy Japandy channel because it's, you know, whatever. But, actually, we'll just change that because I don't want to confuse people. Yeah. So, even though I am having breakfast and I am currently in Japan, this is not breakfast in Japan, despite the title. I just don't want to confuse people. So, anywho, I might actually, I don't know, like I'm debating on like bringing that series back because of because I don't know, I felt like I kind of did whatever, but these are fine because this is just a nice little chill boy stream, you know, just eating some brekkie and chatting shit with the boys and girls, whoever happens to be watching. I don't know. So let me break out all the items. There's a lot of fan favorites everybody knows and loves. Didn't get anything too startlingly different, I guess. So that's everything. So today, for today's brekkie, we got first we got some water because your boy need to hydrate. If you couldn't tell from the scratchy throat. Yeah, I just need to do more hydration. I'm terrible at that. Sometimes I'm really good, and other times I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't drank water all day. No wonder my piss looks like that. Then we have coffee, which I know is really good for that. Not really, but you know, we got ourselves some Barista's Black from Tully's. Nice little canned coffee, black coffee. And then just to kind of help lighten it a little, got a good old cafe au lait, which I know I don't usually like this, but if you mix it with black coffee, it's pretty good. They usually balance each other out pretty nicely. Then got myself a green smoothie because your boy trying to be healthy. Trying being the operative word here. Then got that old staple tuna salad sando from 7-Eleven. There we go. And then also we got this this new one, which is pork. It's like ham, cream cheese sauce, and avocado, I guess. So this is that new biz. It just came out with it today. Usually I don't get the ham sandwiches because they have it like just chock full of like camembert cheese, which is nice, but like all you can taste is cheese. Like it's literally just like a cold cheese sandwich. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's just cheese on bread with little ham flakes. So, but that being said, let's go ahead and crack open this bad boy, shall we? Come on. No. Stay in there, ham flake. It was sticking to the wrapper. Alright. Let's lower the camera so you can see what I'm all doing here. Alright, so we got ourselves a little pork sandwich. Yeah, it's got the cream cheese, got some avocado, I guess, underneath the lettuce. Yeah. It's like, actually no, there's some avocado chunks like right in here, a little bit. It's got this kind of shoyu looking sauce. Pretty interesting. And it was kind of hard to tell on the camera there, but that's what we're working with. So, as usual, we'll load her up with our special blend of fixins. So we got ourselves some Cajun seasoning. Got ourselves some sudden death hot sauce, which is super dang hot. And we got a little bit of mayo too. This one already has sauce, so I'm probably not gonna put that much. He says no. So let's go ahead, get a little taparoo. Right. Give her a little little shaka. Much like an earthquake gave me a little shaka yesterday. So, I was actually thinking about creating a Twitter bot to make like an obligatory "Did you feel that earthquake?" post whenever Japan experiences an earthquake, and just like display like some earthquake data or something like that. Okay. Yeah. Some dried bits on there. Alright, get some of that mayonnaise. And even though you can't tell because, you know, the label's whatever. But this is like Kewpie mayonnaise. Because before I had the generic Conbini brand mayo. And it just wasn't fucking doing it for me. So I had to like end up finishing it yesterday. And I thought there was only like a little bit left. And only had one tuna sando left. And so I fucking loaded that sucker up with like so much mayonnaise. Even the people in Wisconsin are like, "Hey there, slow down, guy. That's way too much mayo there. That's just a mayo sandwich as a who's a piece." So, something like that. Getting a new battery for your ticker. Alright. So now we got that done. Get some black coffee. Starting it off. That's good shit. That's good shit. Alright. That's pretty good. It's a little more my speed with ham. These ham sandwiches. I can actually taste the ham, believe it or not. Ain't that something? Oh, but. Alright, so alright. So okay. I'm so sorry about that, guys. So if you're seeing this for the first time, hi, Andy here. And well, this was a little embarrassing, but I accidentally had the stream on unlisted, so nobody was watching it. So just carrying on business as usual. So I guess we'll have to restart some things, even though I'm like halfway through this sandwich. But I'm not restarting the stream, so if you missed anything, just go back like 7 minutes or whatever. But I'll just give you the quick recap, as quick as I can anyway. I'll have ourselves some brekkie in Japan, although it's not called breakfast in Japan because it's on my personal channel, but whatever, semantics. So for today's breakfast, we got ourselves some lovely less than $1 water at 7-Eleven. Yeah, your boy needs to hydrate more. I'm just doing a terrible job at that. Some days I do it better than others. And other days I'm like, oh yeah, water. I forgot to drink that all day. Oh well, time for bed. So, then I got myself some black coffee, which I'm already imbibing on. The Barista's Black from Tully's. Then later, once I get this down a bit more, we're going to crack open some cafe au lait to mix it up. I don't normally have these by themselves because they're just way too milky, not enough coffee. But if you mix it with black coffee, it's pretty good. Generally has a pretty good blend of things. Then got yourself a green smoothie because your boy trying to be healthy. And yeah, so we got ourselves a little tuna sando action. is my staple. Then we got ourselves this new ham sandwich, which is covered in all kinds of ingredients that I put on already. And so it's ham, it's kind of cream cheese, what is it? Got the label here. It's ham, cream cheese sauce, and avocado, as you can see, more or less. All right. Cool. Oh shit! I just realized something. God, what's up with these streaming defaults? It's fucking weird, yo. Jeez. I thought I changed these defaults, but they're all like wonky and shit. And save. Okay, there we go. Alright, jeez and Pete's. Goodness. This stream is all off the rails right now. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to eat my ham sandwich. So, yeah, tell me about you guys' day. Also has this weird, like, soy-based sauce in here, too. That's kind of strange. It's an odd little wombo combo. Oh, man. And the hot sauce kind of tickles your throat a little bit, huh? Oh well. It's all good in the hood, G, as the kids say. So, now that we got our black coffee down a little bit, let's mix it up with some cafe au lait, huh? And then, once we're done with that, also mix it up with our tuna sando. So, alright. Oh, shit. Nice. Wow, I couldn't have done that any better. Wow. 'Cause usually I go in for the cafe au lait too early and have to like drink it a little bit to like get it down, but it's like right there. Dang. Let's go. All right. Fucking one take, baby. Yeah. A little mixy mix. Bam. Shaken, not stirred. Alrighty. That's much better. Such good shit. So. Okay. So. Yo, James, what's up, dude? Just, eating my good old, tuna salad sando. So, dress it up all nice and good like. Yeah, exactly. That's such good shit. That's why I say it. But yeah. So we got ourselves a good old tuna sando. It's basically like a tuna fish sandwich on a hot dog bun. Oh yeah. But we're not gonna stop just there. I'm gonna add the usual fixins. So we got ourselves some Cajun seasoning. Got this from the international store, and I've been using like the shit out of this, and I've only got it down this much, so you get your money's worth for sure. Get yourself some hot sauce, Blair's Sudden Death sauce, pretty dang hot. And then we got ourselves some Kewpie mayonnaise. Even though you can't see the logo because it's like embossed, I guess is what you call it. But before I had the kind of the generic Conbini mayo, and it just wasn't as good. This one actually has a pretty good one. Special edition of Hot Ones. I wish I had like different hot sauces. That'd be cool. Do like a Japanese hot wings or hot ones. Sorry, that'd be cool. I'd always just go for like the Sudden Death sauce or something. Ah man, I remember getting some of those Carolina Reaper, that Reaper sauce. Oh, so good. Not the Last Dab, but they had like basically, I think it was called like Reaper Squeezins, and it was really good. Really fucking hot, obviously. So I can only put like a little drop on there. Yeah, I gotta try Da Bomb. I actually remember seeing Da Bomb in stores, not here in Japan, but like back when I was in Mercagen land. That was before it became like a meme with Hot Ones. Yeah, for this, we're just gonna do a fucking line. Because, you know. Then we're just gonna add a little bit of mayo to kind of balance it out. Okay, I guess my definitions a little are different than yours. Whatevs. That's actually pretty conservative for me. Usually I fucking load that shit up. Yesterday, I was trying to get rid of that the rest of the generic mayonnaise that I had, so I could start using the real deal Kewpie mayonnaise. And I didn't realize there was more in there than I originally thought, and I only had one tuna sando left, so I fucking loaded that. It was like a ridiculous amount of mayonnaise. Like the shit was fucking like overflowing, and I was like, well, you can't put the mayo back in the mayo bottle. This is my life now. So I fucking took a bite, just fucking glops of mayonnaise just all over the table. Just fucking looked like a Pornhub video or something. Just white stuff everywhere, all over my face. I'm crying, you know, fun times. So, yeah. All right. Got ourselves that Tully's mixed in with a little bit of cafe au lait. I actually mixed it. I actually got like a one-take mix for like the whole thing. Usually I overdo it, but I got a fucking one shot in that. So anyway, here's to ya. Oh yeah. Like I had to muscle through that. It was so fucking bad. Yo, what up, Twin Lamps? How you doing today? Yeah, it was so bad. But now that I actually got like real deal Kewpie mayonnaise, it's good. So yeah, not going for that generic stuff, even if it is to save a couple yennies. You know, you sacrifice a lot in flavor. Oh, that sandwich is really good. Definitely even though it doesn't look it because it's fucking heaping over, but you know, just spread it apart a little. It's a little more manageable. Heyo. Yeah, sandwich is pretty good. Got the right amount of mayo on there. And with the Kewpie mayonnaise, it definitely makes it, because I guess the reason being that it has more flavor than regular mayonnaise is because of the higher egg count versus other mayonnaises, which use more like egg whites or something. I don't know. Regardless. Definitely makes a difference. I even got some chill lo-fi hip-hop stuff. I'm hoping that this doesn't get copyright claimed. Because last time I did this, it did. So, but thankfully, I guess somebody said something in the comments of that stream. And all you gotta do is just email the whoever's in charge and be like, hey, can you lift the claim? And they'll do it. Which reminds me, I gotta put the credits in there. But yeah. Ooh, that last bite. Ooh, that was spicy. That's right. Yeah, because today for work, I'm just working on an Eric Mealtime video. And then I'm also working on an audition video as well. Been putting that sucker off for a while. So, let me get something to drink and tell you all a little backstory on that video. Ooh. Last little bit of hot sauce just like went right on my throat. It's just fucking like, oh. Yeah. So for this audition, goodness, really just did a fucking line of sudden death in there, didn't I? Yeah, exactly. It's for the, ooh, damn. Ooh, that shit's really burning my throat. Yeah, like the mouth, it's not even like spicy on the mouth anymore. A little on the lips, as you can tell. But it's mostly just fucking burning the throat. It was like, ow. It's like, go away. Shit. Ah, goodness. I've had it kind of tickle the throat before, but like not quite to that extent. Goodness. But anyway, as I was trying to say, for the sudden death was like, was I'm doing an audition video for one of the editors for one of the Trash Taste Boys. He was part of a podcast that I really enjoy. Oh, I felt it. Ooh, I'm still feeling the shit. Goodness. Ugh. Oh, the quake? I felt it yesterday. If you're talking about one, show me my kettle. Okay. Who am I to say no? Okay, it's just hard. There's my kettle. Only cost me like 2,300 yen or whatever it was. So just a fucking cheap little $20 electric kettle. Ugh, not too bad. So how you doing today, Luke? You missed me fucking dying earlier after doing a line of hot sauce. Same one as a student. Does it turn off automatically? Yeah. Yeah, mine has like a little safety thing where once it's heated up to a certain point, it just fucking shuts off. Which is nice. So that way I know, like, no worries. Take care, James. Have a good day at work. Ah, goodness. Now sniff it. Yeah, I don't know if I should. I really gotta clean this damn thing because there's so many like hard water deposits and stuff. I originally thought it was mold but no, it's hard water deposits. Water's hard as a motherfucker out here. But yeah, getting back to the audition thing I'm going to be doing today, because I'm fucking ADD like that. So, one of the editors for a YouTube podcast, so I'm going to be working on an audition video for an editor who edits for one of the members of a podcast that I follow. So it's kind of this weird, like, 6 degrees of separation. And I'm hoping to do some work with him, and hopefully that'll lead me to do some work with the other guys as well, especially since I'm out here in Japan. Although the editor is in, I believe, LA, but for me, I'm out here in Japan, and you know, want to do some work with the old Trash Taste boys, as it were. Whistle kettle, no, because this place has gas hobs. Oh man, I used to have a little metal kettle you just fucking put on the stove and just crank that shit up. Ah, man. I think it's still in storage somewhere in Ohio, actually. I used the shit out of that thing. About the water, I thought it was hurting Kyushu. I mean, it could be for Kyushu, but it's definitely hard out here, too. So. And you can get, like, for some things, if you want to get fancy, you can get the little, like, softener attachments, which is pretty cool. I don't think they have those in America. Yeah, I actually do like the whistling kettle for that reason, too. Just, you know. And, also I noticed a difference in knowing when it's going to go off on a gas stove versus an electric stove. So, for the electric stove, there's like this weird sort of quiet right before it goes off. So you'll hear it like simmer, 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 and then once it gets real quiet, and you're gonna hear the but on a gas stove it doesn't do that. Gas stove is fucking like roaring and boiling and all that kind of shit, and then once it's done it just fucking whistles. It's like, hey, bitch, get me off this thing. It's fucking hot. So, I don't know why that is. Maybe there's some kind of weird mumbo jumbo science to it. Maybe because, you know, it's... I don't know. I'm not a thermologist. Yo, Runway. Good morning, dude. Well, that's it for the coffee. Ripping pepperoni. There, coffee. So, Jesus. I can screw on the coffee bottle. There we go. Christ. That one took a minute. Anywho. So now we'll get into this green smoothie. Because I try to be healthy. Try being the key word. But yeah, definitely with networking in Japan, like, that's like the number one thing I would advise people who are coming out here to Japan is to work, to network. Electric hobs, melted a kettle while I was a student. What? Oh, dang. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people doing that, actually. Accidentally melting kettles. Oh, goodness. Yeah, mine was just an old school fucking, like, beat the shit metal kettle. You just fucking put that shit on the open flame and just let the water roar and boil, or whatever. Sometimes didn't have to pay a fee. Ooh, nice. Yo, morning! Car wash. How you doing? Good times. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, one of the most important things for any foreigner coming out to Japan is to network, you know. Even if you don't plan on, like, working out here or whatever, it's always good to expand your network and get to meet new people, because you never know, you know, what those people do or where opportunities will take you. Electric kettle, electric hob. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, that's kind of weird how that works. So that thing's called a hob, huh? I had no idea what the fuck it was called. This is the first, like, electric kettle I've ever had. The only other one I had before was, like I said, that fucking, you know, metal one that I got when I was out in Yokosuka. Yeah. Yeah, networking is pretty easy because, you know, yeah, exactly. You know, and there's also just such a broad international, you know, group out here in Japan. So it's not just like me as an American networking with other Americans. You know, I network with, you know, I've worked with Colombians, British, lots of British, stuff like that, and others. But yeah, and it's all thanks to networking that I'm able to take advantage of a lot of the opportunities that have been given to me, including, you know, my upcoming jobs. So, you know, with the whole freelance video editing thing, that wouldn't have came about if it weren't for networking, you know, even though it originally came about due to my association with old Hambone. But, you know, not for nothing. It did give me a chance to work with some people, and after a while, it's my own good work and reputation that allowed me to continue working for them. Alright, these notifications. Sorry about that. A couple years living in Tokyo, and I'll be able to purchase every country. Nice. Yeah, because just how it is. And like, keep in mind, guys, I've only been back in Japan for about a year at this point. You know, a lot of people think I've been here for like 5+ years, but even combined, I haven't been here that long. Yo, is that the devil dog? Good morning. Semper feed the dog. Nice. My planned trip got unplanned for me when I'm logging to car today. Yeah, Shogunai, my guy. At least it gives you time to do other things. So, you know, that's something that I've really been taking advantage of a lot after getting myself all graduated. You know, I thought I was gonna go a little hot and heavy with the vids, but I decided to just take a break and chill. You know, like, I've been going fucking hot and heavy with everything this year, and it's been brutal, man. You know, I just noticed that my own mental health just isn't where it should be with stuff, and I'm still kind of like coming down from all that like anxiety and everything from, you know, pre-graduation. And then post-graduation, just kind of like, you know, processing everything. Usually takes me a while to process some things. Like, I remember, hell, even earlier this week when I went in to get my visa status changed, I went to 3 different immigrations, actually, because I'd never been to immigration before. This is my first time, because before it was all done either through the military, or it was done before I got to Japan, so I never like physically went to any immigration bureau before. So I originally thought I was supposed to go to the one in Shinagawa, because that's where I need to modify some of my camera gear. Oh, nice. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Maximize your minutes. Something I learned. Yeah, it's a circle of hell. Ugh. It's so bad. But one of the good things about not living in Tokyo is that immigration is a little easier for me to deal with. You know, I don't want to brag or anything, but so I passed by the one in Shinagawa, and the line was fucking out the building, just like across the street on a fucking Monday. And it was fucking cold, and I see like, you know, a bunch of people just fucking huddled up and shit, and I thought it was like the fucking soup kitchen or something. It was like, what the fuck? So I was thinking like, maybe, because I came in like during the afternoon, which I know now is like, don't go during the afternoon because it's fucking packed. So I'm like, alright, this day's fucking wasted. It sucks, but like, kinda is what it is. So I go and look, like, what's the best time to go to immigration? And I looked and I found that there was another immigration office in Tachikawa, which is much closer to where I live than fucking Shinagawa is. And supposedly, according to this blog, they said that it was like much faster. So I was like, alright, cool, I'll go stop over there. So yeah, the regional offices are definitely better. So I go to the one in Tachikawa. Tachikawa is actually a really nice place. I've never been there before. They have a friggin' Matsunoya out there, so I got some fucking bomb-ass tonkatsu, which I fucking missed. That was one of the good things about living at the Nakano Shimbashi guest house. There was a fucking Matsunoya right across the street from the train station. It's like really good fill and eats for not a whole lot of money. It's definitely good for a college student. Yeah, that's good. I got immigration first time just to see how bad it is. My company. Nice. See, that's nice when companies do that. You know, saves you a trip, and it saves them money too. So they don't have to worry about you not missing work. You know, if they just handle it. Probably easier for them to handle it too, with the whole Japanese and everything. But anyway, I went to the one in Tachikawa, and apparently because I was told to like make copies of everything, right? You know, make a copy of like my degree, copy of this, copy of that. So I copied for the job hunting visa, you need to get this letter of recommendation from your school. So I just made a copy of that and just had the whole like packet of everything. And I brought it to the office out in Tachikawa. And I was waiting there for like 2.5 hours, which is actually pretty good for immigration. Most of the time I've heard like 3 to 4 hours is the average out in Shinagawa. So I was only in there for like 2 hours. And I was inside where it's nice and warm. It wasn't like a whole mess of people there, and they were going at a pretty good pace. So all in all, I was just kind of like zoning out, watching Japanese TV. And when I went to the thing, they said that I needed to bring the original with me. So I was like, ah, shit. And then I guess there was, oh, what was it? I had to bring the original, and, oh yeah, he gave me, so you had to like fill out this application form and stuff, and they didn't have any because usually they have like a whole stack of, you know, application forms to fill out for different visa things, or if you had like a baby or whatever the case. But they didn't have one for me, so he just gave me the fucking stack and sent me on my merry little way. So by the time I get home, I realize I'm not going to be able to like finish what I need to finish and then go back to Tachikawa with the office still open, so that was another fucking day wiped. So I decided to just find a copy of that same application, which I should have done before, but whatever. First time, make mistakes. And I just did the whole thing on the computer. So instead of just like clumsily writing a bunch of kanji and shit that I don't know, I literally just Google Translate, copy paste, slap that shit on there, because I'm fucking lazy and I just want to get the shit done. So, and I also did the same thing with my picture, because you have to put a little picture on the application to show like who you are, you know, just a little, looking like you killed a family of 5 or something, you know. And just keep that part in mind. So I basically just took a picture on my camera, just took it like right by the wall there, just plain background, no big deal. But what I did was I stretched it to fit the little like 30 by 40 millimeter box, right? Because I know they're very particular about like fitting it within the box. So I'm like, okay, I gotcha. But I stretched it, which affected the proportions, I guess. So it made my head look a little thinner, I guess. So anyway, I go to the Tachikawa office with all my shit. I get to the window in 40 minutes. Like, I'm fucking so excited because they're just fucking ripping through people. and it's just going so fast. I'm like, fuck, let's go. I'm gonna get this within an hour, and I got it in 40 minutes. I didn't even go super early. I actually went later than I did the first time. I think I went at like 12 or like 1-ish. And so I get to the window, I'm like all excited, like, all right, let's go. And they're like, yeah, you're not in our district, dude. So, you gotta go to the Kawasaki office. And I'm like, so nah. You know, I walked all this way, and yeah, the thing about the Tachikawa branch office, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. So it's not like it's across the street from the train station or something. You have to walk like a good, 1.5 kilometers, I guess. So it's not that bad, and your boy kind of needs to walk. But, especially in the cold, it's kind of annoying, but whatever. Shogunai, my guy. To like speed run through everything and like get to the window, he's like, yeah, you don't go here, son. So they sent my happy ass off to Kawasaki, and I'm like looking at like the Google Maps to see if I can make it in time, and I'm like, it's gonna be giddy to the max, but I can make it. So if I can get my happy ass to the Kawasaki office, and the Kawasaki office is actually very conveniently placed. It's literally like right across from the train station at Shin Maoyako or something like that. I forget the name of it, but it's like literally right across the street from the fucking train station. It's so convenient. And I get in there, there's like 3 people in the whole place. So, aside from the people working in the background. There's me and 3 other peeps. And I get there, and usually there's like a little ticket machine that you press, get your number, and alright, cool. And I was looking around, I'm like, there's no ticket machine. There's no ticket machine. And I'm like, oh shit. What do I do? So I go to the fucking, the counter, and, I ask the guy, like, hey, where can I get a ticket? And he just, kind of points me in the direction of, like, the next window over. And I'm like, hey man, where can I get a ticket? And he's like, well, what do you want? I just want to do this visa. And I literally just handed my paperwork, and I'm thinking like, oh shit, did I just like cut in line in front of people? I'm thinking of being like hella rude, and I'm like, ah shit. But he was just looking through things, and I guess he said something about my picture not being right. But he like just takes my shit. He's like, just have a seat or whatever. And I'm like thinking like, oh god, this is gonna be so bad. So I'm literally just sitting there on the bench, just fucking anxiety spiraling, like, oh, what the fuck. So after what felt like forever, probably more like 15 minutes actually, but it might as well have been like 10 hours. This is just what it felt like. They direct me back to the window, and they're like, hey, everything here looks good, but you need to retake this picture. So he mentioned in English that there was a little, I don't know what you call them. I mean, obviously there's like the purikura, shit like that, but like the official, like, I'm putting this on my college resume type picture place, whatever. They're like literally, a lot of konbinis have them like on the outside, the little picture booth thingy, whatever. So he said there was one across from the tracks, which is, right next to the things, the office. So I was like, all right, cool. So I literally do a whole fucking lap around the huge ass mall train station, which took me for fucking ever. And keep in mind, the office has all of my identifying information. They have my passport, my Zairu card, fucking everything short of my now expired American driver's license. And they're gonna be closing in like 5 minutes. So I'm just fucking like Mario music, spiraling, just running around this whole mall trying to find a little picture booth thing. Because here's the thing, when I'm not looking for that stuff, they're fucking everywhere. They're fucking growing out of trees and just like in the park. Little kids are playing with them, poking with a stick, whatever. But when I'm looking for one, they're fucking like miles away, or kilometers for my international folks. So I do a fucking whole ass lap around, and I'm just thinking like, oh god, I'm gonna have to go and tell them, hey, I can't find the picture place, and just fucking grab my shit and like come back tomorrow. But then as I'm doing my last little lap around, my last little turn to like basically go back to where I started, I see it, and it's under the tracks. That's what he meant to say. He said it's like across the tracks or past the tracks or something. He mentioned tracks. That's all I remember. And I'm like, oh shit, thank God. Okay, so I'm fucking sweaty and just like shaking because I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna close and they have all my identifying information in there. If I get fucking stopped by Keisatsu or whatever, my fucking ass is gone. You know, they're gonna fucking throw my ass in the next box going to Mercagen Land. So I go in this little thing, and you have to pay by cash, so it's like 800 yen. And you know, I'm sitting there, I fucking rip my coat off, because I don't want them to be like, well, you can't take this picture with a coat on, it has to be all one uniform color, and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, fuck it, I don't want to give them any excuses. So I'm just ripping my coat off, taking off all my shit, taking my mask off, all this business. And, you know, just going through all the different options, and it's like a fucking... It's almost like an unskippable tutorial of, like, how to take a picture, and, like, okay, did you want this background? Did you want this background? Are you sure you want that background? Okay, how about this? How about this? Are you sure you want this? Are you positive? Okay. And then it's just, you know, it has the little, like, targeted things, so it's like, so you can, like, line your face up. It's actually pretty cool, but if I wasn't on such a time crunch, I'd probably think it was okay. But since, you know, the clock was ticking, I was just like, go, 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 go. Give me generic, whatever, blue background. I don't give a shit. Fucking move. And, you know, by the time it's like, okay, you know, get yourself ready, and then press the button, 3, 2, 1, and I was just like, I'm just like, I take the picture, and then it's like, okay, now pay the money. So I'm just like, because I thought you could, because it's by the train station, right? Most things at the train station, you can just bop your little Passmo or Suica card or whatever, pay for things. But this one was all cash, baby. It was like old school shit. So I'm just digging through my fucking wallet, trying to scrounge out the last little bit of cash I have, because I mostly just used a Passmo card, and fucking putting shit in. And, like, as I'm putting shit in, of course it's doing that annoying, please insert your money now. Please insert your money now. Please pay off this debt, asshole. What the fuck are you doing? Are you not pure Nihonjin? Why are you stumbling with your quarters with your fat gaijin fingers? What are you doing? Please insert money now. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I want to stuff you full of shit until you stop. And eventually did. I just pulled out a fucking 1,000 yen bill and just stuff it in that machine. Just like, shut the fuck up, bitch! Get my pictures. I was like, alright, get your change and get the fuck out my booth. So I did. I was like putting on my coat and my mask, and I looked like I stumbled out of a fucking car, like all drugged up. I just fucking like almost fall out the booth, just like with my coat like half on me, and just try to slap the mask on. It was just like, it was a fucking mess, man. And I fucking grabbed the pictures, and I see like a whole bunch of like missed calls from the office because they were closing in like 4 minutes, and I was like all the way across the street from them. So I fucking book it to get back there, and I make it with like 2 minutes to spare, some fucking how. And I give them the pictures. I'm fucking shaking, sweating, and like breathing heavy. I'm just like a fucking mess, right? And so literally this dude just like clip, 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 take the picture out, hand me back the rest of the stuff, finish. That's it? What is? And I'm like, he hands me back, you know, his ID card, passport, with a little like ticket saying that I applied, and just like, so I'm like, so now what? Finish. I'm like, that's it? I'm done? And so, like, at that point, I was just so like, shell-shocked and, like, in, like, super panic mode that my brain couldn't, like, go from 60 to 0. So, like, I left the office. It felt like I was in, like, a daze. You know when you get like really bad news and you're just like so shocked, you're just like kind of like everything in life is just, it's going like, you're going like really slow, but everything in life is going like rippingly fast. And I'm just like, it's like like brain.exe has come across an unexpected error, and like my brain just fucking shut off. I was just like, I should have been like happy, like, yeah, I finally got it in, and I got it in just in time, and everything's great. But my brain was just like, good. I'm done for today. Let's go home. And yeah, I ended up taking a couple wrong trains to get back home because, you know, brain gonna brain. But yeah, got my job hunting visa paperwork in, and now we wait. So yeah, let's go through some comments because I was kind of in the middle of my spiel, so sorry for ignoring y'all. Yeah, definitely what you said, Car Wash. Regional offices are way better because there was like no lines. It was fucking awesome. And the Kawasaki one is like right across from the train station, so it's like so convenient. And the staff there kind of sort of speak English, more so than the other immigration offices I've been to, so that's a plus. Especially if your boy ain't so Jozu at them government Nihongos, you know. So, oh yeah, I already said that one. Any holiday plans? That's a good question. I'm gonna be going to a couple Bonenkais with some buds. You know, we're just gonna we're just gonna chat shit, drink, and forget about this fucking year. So drink to my heart's content and my liver's dismay. So yeah, I'll be getting together with Eric from the Eric Surf 6 channel. I'm in talks with Brian from Ramen Adventures to start things up, working with him again because he's making content again. And there's a bit of a misconception thrown around by old Hambone that I saw recently, talking about how, well, I'm such a shitty editor, and the reason I don't get any gigs is because nobody likes my shitty editing and this, that, and the other, and obviously he was just projecting. But yeah, the reason that he doesn't edit for those guys that I recommended him to anymore is because they didn't like his shitty editing, and it's like, nah, dude, that's not the case at all. Like, you know, with Eric, he just took a break for a little bit, but I've been editing for him pretty consistently for like months now. Pretty much this whole year I've been editing for Eric pretty consistently. And for Brian, the reason we stopped working was because he stopped making content. And originally we were going to work on this really long running series, but you know, because of old Colonial Chain World Tour among a bunch of other things, it just never materialized. Oh, actually no, never mind, take that back. I remember now. So the hard drives for his because he actually already recorded it, and he wanted me to like work on this like series that he had recorded previously, but the hard drives on it weren't working anymore, so he couldn't pull the footage. That's what it was. Sorry, brain gonna brain, right? And he wasn't making any new content at the time, so it just, you know, kind of fade in the background. You know, and it was like that for Justin Wang too, because I did a couple things for him, mostly just like editing, you know, stream highlight clips and stuff like that. Nothing too major. He was actually a really nice dude, but I guess he's either not focusing on that, or he got somebody else to do it for him, or he's doing it himself. I don't know, but regardless, you know, it is what it is. And that's just kind of the life of the freelancer, you know? Taking the doggo out on a bike ride, might pop back in. Nice! Yeah, take it easy, Luke. Good seeing you on here. Yeah, definitely get that quality Japan VR content. So if you guys are looking for a burgeoning channel out in Japan that does some VR content, definitely give Luke's Life a look. So, I'll be living at the share house when I start my job. Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely going to be here for a while. I actually just submitted my I just re-upped my my lease, or whatever you call it, here at the guest house. No, it's mostly just due to lack of money at this point. I just don't have enough in savings to get an apartment right now, which is fine. I mean, you know, the share house is pretty low in terms of rent, so it allows me to save up and everything. So especially as a student, like even if I had the money for it, I probably wouldn't go for an apartment anyway, just because re-up is for both people in Japan. Well, I mean, like, redo my lease, whatever. Resign, not resign. Is an apartment cheaper? I mean, it depends on the apartment, obviously, because there are some apartments that are... Actually, an apartment would be more expensive in some cases. But if you factor in other saved costs, like making my own food instead of going to the fucking convenience all the time, you know, it could make up for it. But it's mostly just the upfront costs. Sorry. Yeah, the upfront costs for an apartment are just fucking tremendous. You need to have a good couple thousand just to move in. We're not even talking rent or utilities or any of that shit. Whereas here, like, I paid a small deposit. I think maybe it was like Ichiman or Niman or something like that. I don't even remember. And you know, I paid the contract fee, which was 15,000 yen. Then I paid the rent, which was 47,000 for that month, and that was it. So yeah, apartments aren't usually cheaper. Yeah, the Shinjuku, and it also depends on where you live too, because, like, for example, in Shinjuku, like, everything's fucking expensive out there, you know, especially the closer you get to, like, the main areas. So even if you live in a fucking, like, hostel guest house where you just have, like, a bed, that's still gonna be, like, what, twice the amount that I pay here for a private room. So 4 to 5 mon a month plus utilities plus Tomakin, Reikin, Hoshin. Yeah, exactly, like what David was saying. You know, even to move into, like, a cheap ass one, it could easily cost 20 mon. And that's, like, bare minimum, actually. Like, especially as you get in Tokyo and closer to, like, the main city areas, that could go up exponentially. Yeah. And apartment hunting, you know, is also awful as a gaijin too, because, you know, they got to worry about, are you going to sort your trash? Are you going to be loud? Are you going to cook some food? Oh my gosh. Can't have that in our in our fucking ass place, you know? Got to bring balance to the wa. More so than the force, I guess. But it's a hassle, but if you plan on staying for more than a few months, an apartment is cheaper. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think if I was staying here long term, which I do plan on doing, but I just wanted to keep myself flexible just in case something happens, because especially, you know, on the student visa, you know, with a lot of other uncertainties, like, you know, Clone-chan World Tour, will I be able to graduate? Will my student visa get pulled? Stuff like that. There's a lot of uncertainty with me moving to Japan, so I wanted to just keep myself as fluid as possible. So I figured if I stayed in the share house, the rent costs would be lower, and if I needed to go back to America, I wouldn't have to worry about breaking a lease or any of that other stuff. You know, like, worst case scenario for here, if I decide to move, even though I just re-upped for a year, all I'd have to do is just give them a month's notice, pay off the month's rent, and that's it. So yeah, I decided to stick with share house, especially as a student, because, like, I don't really need a big ass apartment or even, like, a little tiny ass shack as an apartment right now. You know, I wanted to get one once I got my work visa, and, you know, start getting, like, some real big boy income coming in. My majority of my jobs will be remote. I think this one I'm going to be doing my main job, which I just got an email from my boss last night. I'm going to be meeting up next week to discuss things now that I have my, visa paperwork and stuff in order. So hopefully once we get things going with that, we'll be able to move forward with maybe like a working visa or something like that. I don't really know yet, but even if that aside, be able to at least keep earning some good months and be able to afford to live out here until I go back to school again. Yo, JT, what up, fam? Let's see. Of course, I live these organizations away. 10 years or more. It depends, man. Like, well, hold on. Let me get to the other comments here. You want to start a family in Japan? Hell yeah. Let's see. How's it plan on staying for a few months? Yeah, apartment, I think in the long run is definitely cheaper, especially if you want to like get furniture and stuff like that. It's definitely cheaper. And since most of my jobs will be remote, I can afford to live in cheaper areas. Like, I don't have to be in the fucking thick of it in Shinjuku, stuff like that. Which is why I'm perfectly fine being out here in Kawasaki. Rent's cheaper. I am further away from Tokyo, but rent's cheaper. I got a nice, big, private guest house room all to myself, so it's not bad. Let's see, 2020 is definitely not an easy year. Yeah, definitely. So, am I completely opposed to private English teaching, like under the table of cash stuff? Yeah, dude. We out here, baby. So, am I opposed to teaching English? Not really. I mean, if it comes down to it, kind of have to. But with all the connections and stuff I made and developing my body of work as far as video editing goes, I don't really need to. Between all the freelance stuff I do and this job coming up that we're going to be discussing a schedule for, like, I don't really see a need for me to teach English. I'll be just fine doing what I love. Like, this is just, the whole thing is just fucking surreal to me that not only am I out here in Japan, but I'm also, making my living as a video editor, making that quality content. It's just like, what is my life right now? So yeah. All right, JT, let's get to your questions here. So how much longer do you think I'll live in Japan? It depends, man. Like, I was actually thinking about it the other day, for me, like, my heart says, I want to stay here as long as I can because I love the country and I love hanging out here, and it's provided me with so much opportunity and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I don't want to close myself off to future opportunity. So if something came up in like LA or New York or something like that involving media, especially with what I do, it's it's definitely you have to be very fluid in terms of where you're working and flexibility and stuff like that. So if an opportunity came up in like New York or LA or whatever, as long as I had the money to move, I wouldn't be opposed to living there as well. And I think, if I wanted to stay in Japan long term, it might actually be advantageous of me to have a short stay in California to, if anything, allow me to renew my American driver's license and passport a lot easier than going to fucking Ohio to do it. So, Digital Nomads Love Thailand, I should try it. I was thinking about it, but you have to have like your whole entire network, online. Whereas most of my network is, but I also do a lot of IRL stuff too. So, kind of hard to do in Thailand. But, yeah. So, 10 years or more? Yeah, I think, I definitely do want to stay here long term for sure. But I also don't want to close myself off to future opportunities if they present themselves. Do I want to start a family in Japan? Hell yeah, dude. Of course I do. I just turned 35 this month, so kind of getting closer and closer to that age where it's like, all right, man, if you're gonna have a kid, you gotta shit or get off the pot at this point, So it's definitely something I'm seriously thinking about. But for me, I want to make sure I get my finances under control first before I even do any serious consideration with having a kid. You know, because I don't want them to go through what I went through growing up poor and wearing hand-me-downs and, you know, all this other shit. So, oh, you're hitting the hub? All right, C-Dub. Good to see you out here, man. Cheers. And it's not being a nice guy, instant family. Nice. Until they divorce me and I can't see my kid anymore. So, because fathers out in the Nippons have zero rights. You know, doesn't matter if you're Japanese or Gaijin, but if you're Gaijin, you have -0 rights. Oh, okay. I thought you were heading to the hub. I'm like, it's a little early, but you know, I ain't gonna judge your life. So, no. But no, I get you. Yeah. Well, you know, I am going to a couple boning kais here next week, so who knows? I just might meet a lucky lady. I can talk. I just might meet a lucky lady out there. You never know. But I'm toying with the idea of starting a Japanese language learning channel, but I've never set up on YouTube. I have no video experience. You know, it's funny you say that. Actually, Yo, Wilson, what's up, dude? I'm actually in talks with a Japanese learning channel. She does stuff on YouTube, Instagram. I'm trying to get her on TikTok, but she does like little quick Japanese lessons, like teaching phrases and stuff like that. You know, she's still pretty new at it, but you know, she's getting herself out there. She's doing pretty good. Yo, Obsidian, what's up, dude? Just hanging out, drinking some of that nice, you know, Nippon no mizu. But yeah, man, I think that there's definitely, you know, a lot of room for language learning, you know. But as far as, you know, video editing and stuff like that, it just depends on how you want to. Is it a new label? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I just picked it up. It was like 91 yen, so like, all right, cheap ass water, gimme. But yeah, with no video editing experience, you know, ultimately, like, everybody starts from somewhere. Like me, like, I didn't come out the womb knowing how to use Adobe Premiere Pro or nothing. So yeah, I like 7-Eleven because, you know, they got the tuna sandos. Kind of got burnt out with onigiri after a while, so I was just like, got a little bored with it. And they're the same price anyway, so, you know, why not, right? But anyway, getting back to the whole video editing thing, you know, you gotta start from somewhere. And back in my day, back in the prehistoric era of YouTube, when I got started with video editing, I just, yeah, exactly, self-taught. You know, I looked through all kinds of different blogs on how to use, at the time I was using Sony Vegas to edit, because it was the only one that I knew of at the time. And I just went on all kinds of blogs to, like, kind of learn the basics, like how to cut stuff, how to put music in, how to do this, that, and the other. And over time, as I kept going with it, I started learning new techniques. And one of the things that really helped me get on the path of learning better editing was actually one of my biggest failures, and that was AndyCade, which was my Let's Play channel, which actually ended up getting taken down by YouTube for unknown reasons. It was fucking weird. They fucking just terminated the channel. There was no, like, copyright claims or anything like that. It's just one day the channel was up, next day it was gone, and YouTube didn't tell me why. So I was like, huh. But even if they didn't take it down, it was getting, like, no views, so whatever. But it taught me a lot about, you see, I wanted to use Windows Movie Maker, but the thing was, my first camera was a Sanyo, one of those Sanyo Zacties, and Windows Movie Maker at the time couldn't use .mp4s. They could only use like .wmvs, AVIs, MPEGs, stuff like that. And they wouldn't even touch MP4s because I guess it had that like QuickTime codec or something, and Windows was like, me no understand Apple computer error. So first blogs, yeah, back then that was the thing. Yeah, it was so frustrating because that's the one I wanted to use originally because it was free and it was already on my computer. But I had to go and find something that would work with MP4s, and Vegas was it. So I was like, all right, cool. So what would I recommend for a first YouTuber's camera and software? These days, I would say probably just use your phone, and I mean, depends on what kind of computer you have. I mean, if you have Apple, you know, just iMovie. In fact, I know a guy who does iMovie tutorials, and I will link his channel in the chat. Choto de Mates, let me find it. It is a friend of the show, Eric Timmer. Yeah, so Eric does a lot of iMovie tutorials. He also does some stuff for other editors as well. Nice. So I would probably recommend that just to get started, because if it turns out you don't like making vids or just whatever, then at least you're not out anything. You didn't put any money into it, so you can just, you know, easy break. But you know, if I recommended you to get like the super fancy 4K camera, you know, the Sony A7S III or whatever the fuck, and plunk down all this money for lenses and cards and gimbals and this, that, and the other, and it turns out you don't like making videos or you're just not that good at it, then you sunk all this cost into it. But at least with this, you can give it a shot, because the thing is, when you're first starting making videos, the thing a lot of people think they got to do is work on their quality, which is true, but when you're starting out, you need to work on your consistency. So can you consistently make videos? And as you keep building that consistency and that discipline to make something, you know, once you have the consistency down pat, then you can start working on the quality and kind of formulating like the type of videos you want to do, and kind of, you know, fine-tuning things. Tweaking and peeking, as we used to call it in the Navy. And you can just go from there, and then you can get different video editing software, get like a DSLR camera, all this, that, and the other, all the fancy whiz-bang shit you see other big YouTubers using. Just go from there. Speaking of big shot YouTubers, I saw Sarah Dici just released a video, so we're gonna be watching that one later. Yo, Dad, is that my hot dad in the chat? Takaratoni, what's up? I guess my roommate's not too happy with me yelling, yelling my hot dad. That's whatever. So, now, oh yeah, Filmora, actually, what Obsidian was saying there, David. Filmora is another good editor. DaVinci Resolve would also be another good free editor that you can use. You can also get the Pro version, which has a couple extra features and things. Starting out, I wouldn't recommend it, but later on, if you feel comfortable using that and want to invest, it's like a one-time payment of $300, and you get the whole fucking shebang of stuff. So that's another good one. Since you have a Mac, although it's a MacBook, well, it's a newer MacBook Air, so might be worth getting Final Cut, but I wouldn't really recommend it completely unless you have a MacBook Pro, just because it heats up that CPU pretty hot and toasty. But you know, it might be good to have the license for it, if anything. So if you do get a MacBook Pro, you can just shift it over to that. I think it also depends on what kind of content you plan to make. Yeah, like, you know, like when you're first starting out, a lot of people don't really know the kind of stuff they want to make. Like you seem to have a plan with Japanese learning and stuff, which is good. But starting out, you just need to focus on consistency. You know, it doesn't matter if you make like a super duper high quality video if it takes you like 6 months to make it. You know, if that thing doesn't go immediately viral, it's like, you know. So just build up your consistency with videos. Once you get at least 100 videos down, then I would start going into similar communities on YouTube. You know, other channels that are similar to what you do. So probably hit up, you know, people like Kamushi-chan, Loretta. There's a whole bunch of like what I call like Japanese Pod 101 or whatever the case. Any like Japanese language themed channel where they teach you Japanese and stuff. Just go in the comments. Don't be like, hey bro, check out my video. You know, just be like a contributing member. You know, if they got something that they're saying, you know, if there's like a particle or something that people are confused by or whatever the case, you can just go in there and say, yeah, when I was learning the language, you know, I didn't know whether to use wa or ga, but thanks to this little trick, I learned how to use it, or whatever the case, you know. And, you know, just be a contributing member. So that way, as you progress, eventually the main content creator is going to see you. Yo, Takara Tony with a $25 holla. I will stare at that wiener all day, son. Thanks, Dade. I appreciate it. But, yeah, early videos are shot on my iPhone 6S. Yeah, man, like, even that iPhone 6S was... success. It sounds like success, but whatever. But even that iPhone is, like, far more advanced of a camera than the one I started off with. And we all just got to start somewhere, man. So... yeah, don't focus on quality just yet. Focus on consistency. And then once you have your consistency down, then focus on your quality. Just focus on getting your message out there and doing it consistently. Have I visited the new YouTube space in Tokyo? Nah, man, like the thing with the YouTube space, you have to have at least 10,000 subs to use it. So my plan is to actually talk to some of my friends who have passed that threshold to see about getting in there and like working with the cameras and stuff like that. Actually, Brian from Ramen Adventures, he went in there and shot a promo for his book, although they were all like manual focus cameras, and I guess the guy he got to help him with it didn't know that, so a lot of shots were out of focus. So that was fun to edit, where most of the good shots were out of focus. But it's whatever, you know. At the end of the day, it's a learning experience. So, a little more. No, it's with a F, like film camera, and then more MORA. So, do I like Sony Vegas? Sorry, I'm so behind on comments here, guys. Give me. Yo, another $25 holla. Oh shit. Dad. But Dad. Y'all are crazy today. Goodness. Anyway, so do I like Sony Vegas? Yeah, like it was my only editor for about 10 years, actually. Like the first 10 years of my time on YouTube was all in Sony Vegas. It wasn't until I got out of the Navy and went back to school to where I got to using Adobe Premiere Pro, because, you know, with school I get a nice discount on the whole Creative Cloud suite. So I was just like, I'll check this out. You know, I kind of wanted to, you know, edit videos a bit more seriously at the time. And, you know, I figured if I was going to use it as some kind of skill, this was like all like pre-freelance video editor, but it was all kind of leading to that. So I was thinking, you know, if I wanted to market myself somehow, put it on my resume, you know, it would look a lot more professional if I knew how to use Premiere Pro versus Sony Vegas. You know, I might as well put on there, you know, Fisher-Price Play School is my first video editor. Even though, to be fair, you know, well, it's now like Mavic Vegas Pro or something, because I guess Sony sold off the rights, but regardless, like, it's actually a pretty good editor, and I would definitely recommend it as like a first editor. But nowadays, there's a lot more better, freer options out there, like Filmora, fucking DaVinci Resolve, stuff like that. There's a couple others too that I was trying out. I was gonna make some videos on them. Let's see. So yeah, ultimately just find something that works for you. So I think it's in 2019. Yeah, it takes me forever to make my videos, so I'm by no means consistent. Yeah. So you just got to work on the consistency, and then once you get a good catalog of videos down pat, then you can just go from there. Just tweak and peak the quality along the way. I mean, that's what I did. If you look at some of my early videos, those were fucking beasts, man. Like, I'm just sitting there with my little, like, I literally had the Zacti camera like all the way out, like my arm fully extended, but because it didn't have the wide angle lens, I was like all up close and personal, like, hey guys, it's the Andy-san here, and we're just out at my garage, and I just bought this new camera, and it's just really great for the money. Oh my gosh, it's so great. Did I mention I was in front of my parents' garage? I know it's in 480p, but you know, that high standard definition is just so crisp. Let me tell you what. You know, it's like, we all start somewhere, folks. But also, I think you should make YouTube vids if you're passionate about it, not just because you think it's yeah, it's definitely not a get famous quick scheme for sure. I guess it depends on your time frame. Yo, KO, what's up, dude? But yeah, like, it's taken me nearly 15 years to get where I'm at here, guys, as far as like making content for a living. And I don't even do it for my own channels. I do it for other people. But it's taken me like almost 15 years to get to this point. So this is by no means like some overnight success. Like, oh, you know, I just lucked out and, you know, got all this money for making content and stuff. You know, this is just a compilation of, yo, cheers to that. It's a culmination of just all the hard work and stuff I did to making my own stuff and making stuff for others. So yeah, definitely talk about stuff you're passionate about, because it's going to take a while for your audience to get to you, and it's going to take a while for you to even figure out what your audience is. So during that time, like, fucking nobody's going to watch your videos, dude. You know, it just kind of is what it is. You know, you'll be dealing with like maybe 10 or 20 views at most starting out. You know, you get your mom and your cousin, whatever. Hey, great video. Good job, sweetheart. Love ya. So, you know, you just got to deal with that for a while. But just keep making the vids. Once you make 100 vids, start reaching out to similar channels, just kind of talking about stuff. Don't be one of those, yo, watch my vids, bro. But just be a contributing member. I mean, I don't know if JT's still in the chat, but like, that's how, you know, I was able to become friends with JT. Was, you know, I was getting out of the Navy at the time, and I was looking up vids for what to do as a separating veteran, and I came across JT's vids because he had at the time just recently separated, and he was talking about, you know, using the GI Bill and all this, that, and the other, and the class he had to go to talk about separating, like, didn't teach me shit as far as education. It just told me like how to conduct myself in a job interview, which I already knew how to do that. So it's like, I don't care. I just want to go to college. Please help. Tosca help. You know? And they're like, oh, just sign up on e-benefits for something where fucking get a job, you bum. You know? It's like, so I looked up on YouTube, found JT, and started leaving a lot of comments in his vids, just kind of chatting shit, kind of talking about my experience, because, you know, JT and I, we're almost like two ships passing in the night in a lot of ways as far as like our Navy careers and everything, because we were stationed in like the similar places. Like, we were both stationed in San Diego and Japan, although I was stationed at 32nd Street, he was stationed in Coronado, and then he was stationed in Atsugi base, and then I was stationed on Lassen and Yokosuka. So similar, but a little different. And he was, you know, big deck carrier life, and I was small boy sonar life. So different, but same, basically. So, yeah. I mean, as a hobbyist, you know, it's fine to make them vids if you don't make any money from it. You know, I think even if I wasn't monetized on my channels, like, I'd still be making vids, because I realized that over this time to you know, study for finals and all this, that, and the other, that even though making videos can be stressful for me, especially if I'm on like a deadline or whatever, it's also a really good stress relief for me too, because it allows me to organize my thoughts and just get the shit out there. You know, I see my vlogs as kind of like confessionals, just talking about shit and helping me sort out my thoughts and feelings. Even if they get like no views relative to my other stuff, it's that, you know, kind of talk therapy that helps me out, and hopefully it helps out some other people too. You know, you never know who's watching, guys. You know, if a lot of people, you know, they want the big YouTubers and stuff to watch them because they'll shout out the videos or whatever, but if you think about it, at the end of the day, guys, Casey Neistat, Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, if they watch your video, they're only one view. So, you know, at the end of the day, if they just watch your video and split, or if they just watch your video and, you know, whatever, they're just one view. So, you just gotta take care of your people, basically. So, mostly so getting back to David. Sorry I'm a little behind on comments, guys. I'll get to y'all in a sec here. I mostly want to offer something to my students and maybe draw in more students by having that media up. Yes, definitely. And I'm actually, it's funny you mentioned that, David, because I'm going to be doing something very similar with my now alma mater, Lakeland University, Japan. So we're actually in talks with, I'm actually in talks with Lakeland. I talked with the COO during graduation, talking about stuff. And he's really interested in making some vids about the school and kind of marketing it to people out there on social media. And he knew that I did videos and stuff, so he was like, yeah, you know, just come over here and do your magic, you know? So I was like, hell yeah. Or I guess it was school, so I was like, heck yeah, sir. Gee golly whiz. Let me get in on that. So that's another possibility. You know, and by having like consistent media up, not only will you know, present knowledge out there and present authority by, you know, having this knowledge and this body of work, but you'll also be able to develop a connection with prospective students. Because for me, even though my Andy Japandy channel is just a little bitty channel at like 1.2k subs, you know, I don't have this big 100,000 sub channel with like thousands of views and shit per video and whatnot. I'm just a little bitty dude. But even then, like, through my videos and connecting with people on Discord, I was able to help 3 students join Lakeland. And they're actually here in Japan. They're going to be starting up in the spring. Well, you know, spring semester, you know, in January. So just if little bitty old me can help change some people's lives for the better, then, you know, who's to say other people can't too? You know, so just don't worry about the numbers, just worry about the people behind the numbers. You know, that's what I'd say about that. So have I been to the Nintendo store? Yes, I have. I actually have a video up on my Andy Japandy channel. Let me link it here real quick. Where's the team? Come back. May come back. Okay. Store. Okay. Yep, that's the video I did when I was out at the Nintendo store with Jim of the Kid Shuriken channel. Major shout out to Jim. He's helped me so fucking much with a lot of things. He is a fellow veteran and video game enthusiast. He specializes in the retro Japanese video games, so definitely give him a watch if you aren't already. He makes a lot of really good content for sure, and I definitely want to help him out at some point, but you know, he's a busy boy, so we'll see. But yeah, so I'm on their mailing list. Sometimes you can get in if they're doing a workshop or a concert. Yeah, I don't know who that is. It's a lottery. Want some funk J-pop concert there. Yeah, like, actually, one of the things I wanted to do was be part of a Yamashita Tatsuro concert. Or a Tadamatsu Toshiki concert. So they were running a couple of those before old Clone Chain World Tour fucked shit up. And also for Future Funk, one of my favorite artists, Night Tempo, he was out in Tokyo when I first got back here. But I was still going through jet lag, and I really wanted to, you know, keep my money tight, so I didn't go. But if I knew what I know now, I would have went, you know, no questions asked. But it is what it is. Once this Clone Macaroni blows over, we'll get back to doing normal people things. So just gotta hang in there in the meantime. I should have it pop up on the screen with auto read. It's hilarious. Nice. Yeah, like I think there are programs that let you do that. I just don't know of them off the top of my head. So yeah, sorry about that, Tone. I'll have to set that up next time. Yeah, Night Tempo's the bomb, dude. Let's see. I think I'm almost caught up on comments here. So, let's see. Am I editing for Albo? No, I'm not. I did like one little edit for him, like a couple of years back. This is back when he had hair. So, just to give you the timeline here. Not throwing shade. But, no, Albo's good people. He's a good dude. But I did like a little like meme edit for one of his karate videos where he goes in for like the sweep kick or whatever, like a roundhouse, and he fucking eats it. So before he does, I did like the little shooting star like repeat edit where he's just like spinning around and get different copies and shit like that. And then eventually goes back to like that clip and he just fucking falls on his face and he's just like, ugh. You know? So I just did something like that for him. But as far as editing his Hunters type stuff, I'd love to, you know. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not like super duper interested in cars, but, you know, Albo's a good dude. It's pretty cool content, so, you know, I have no problem shooting some vids. And I saw that one where they were out in a park and they were all testing like subs and stuff, and I'm thinking like, oh man, my brother would be so jealous of that, because cars is like more his thing than mine. But you know, if anything, I kind of want to make some content for him, so it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, for the disability, yeah, it's something I'll be taking care of once Clone Macaroni blows over and I can actually get in to a veterans hospital. So right now things are kind of closed off at the moment. But yeah, gotta do other thing to keep the old head brain in check in the meantime. See, I met Albo 3 years ago at a beach trip with Akasan. Nice! Oh yeah, I actually did a video for Akasan, too. It was only like one video, because he was all like, charge too much money. You know, whatever. But, yeah, Isaac, he's a good dude. Let me see if I can find the video. It was several years ago. Yeah, he was trying to do like BuzzFeed React type content, but it was like way too fucking long. And I was just, yeah, this is back in 2017 and shit, like almost 4 years ago. So, boop. Let's see if it has the,
And you know, we're joined by the beautiful.
Oh, that's right. He added some shit in here too. I forgot. Oops, sorry. Let me mute that so it doesn't flash. Oh yeah, it does have the edited by the Indie logo on there. That's cool. Good times. Only had one video on his channel and I shot some stuff on the film from. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, Albo's a good dude, but he's kind of doing his own thing at this point. So, you know, if the opportunity comes around where I can work for him at Comic-Con and TGS, nice. Yeah, man, if the opportunity comes around, I'd be totally down to help him out. You know, he's good people. So, but it's all just due to timing, and especially at this point, like I'm kind of in like the feast portion of freelancing. Because with freelancing, there's like the feast and famine. So there's times where you're just fucking swamped with gigs that you don't know what to do with. And there's other times where you can't get a gig to save your life, and you feel like everybody just forgot about you, and they all got some cheap sweat house editor from like Indonesia or something. You're like, no, I can still edit and do things good too. Come back, daddy. Yeah, how could you? But yeah, I'm thinking once the borders open back up again here in Japan, you're gonna see a pretty good influx of people coming in here, doing some stuff. It was originally supposed to be for this year, you know, with the Olympics and everything. Like, this was going to be like a banner year for Japan. You know, then, well, you guys know the story. So, it is what it is. But yeah, with freelancing, it's, you know, it's an ebb and a flow. So you just gotta learn to save up for those times where the gigs aren't coming in as much as they should. Develop other sources of income that aren't as, you know, in flux, and you'll do good, you know? So that was one of the reasons why I had the little part-time gig at McDonald's when I was back in Michigan. And also, you know, I wasn't making that much off of video editing at the time. Now it's like, shit, man, I haven't worked like aside from like video editing, like I haven't worked a non-video editing job or video shooting job since, like, I mean, if you want to count the work at home customer service job that I had for like a couple months, maybe 2019. But aside from that, 2018 was like the last time I had like a real job, quote unquote, working part-time at McDonald's. I've just been doing basically this ever since. You know, either doing freelance video editing from here, from my computer, or you know, going into the office, editing stuff, or also do some shooting work for school out in Japan, doing some videography. So I do that on the weekends, make a good couple bucks here and there. So, you know, your boy keeps busy for sure. I was an extra in a commercial. They pulled it after the cancellation. Oh, that sucks, dude. Oh my gosh. I bet you were like so jazzed for it. It's like, Mom, set the VCR or set the TiVo or the DVR or whatever. Or I guess nowadays you just fucking clip it from YouTube and like, here I am. I'm in like 2 frames of this commercial, but I'm there. So, but yeah, that'd be like super cool, dude, if they aired it. But obviously, yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, in fact, actually, there is an upcoming Andy Japandi episode. Nice. See, that's good. That's good. There's actually an upcoming Andy Japandi episode where I talk about being on Japanese TV. So I finally got my, I can stamp that off my gaijin card of being on Japanese TV. So I had one appearance on Japanese TV at school. It was really cool. I don't want to, well, fuck it, we'll get into it. Because it's like pretty deep in the stream, so even if people watch the post-stream, I mean to vlog about it, but been lazy. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, like, I've been wanting to make videos too lately, but, you know, just been chilling, trying to come down from the whole post-graduation anxiety. But yeah, the show was, what was it called, like English Beat or something like that. It was a kids show, basically, where they got these 2 kids, and they're trying to learn like English phrases and how to speak English to people. And my school, Lakeland University, Japan, was featured. So they went on location to Lakeland, and they had us like all set up in like the library, looking all official. Like official, true English speakers with proper enunciation and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there chilling. I think I grabbed like Oh, I remember the book I grabbed. So I grabbed the autobiography of Bill Clinton because it was the biggest book that I could find there. Because they said grab a book and just like have it open, pretend to read, and then the kids will like come over your shoulder like, hey. And I'll be like, oh hey guys, I'm just reading Bill Clinton's autobiography here. What are you up to? So just a fun little fact on it. And I thought that it was just gonna be like really quick. That I was just gonna read for like a couple seconds. They were gonna come in, but like it took like a good 15-20 minutes for them to come in. So I'm sitting there reading and just kind of like, are they gonna come in? Like, what's going on? Because like it's a library, so it's like fucking dead ass quiet. And this was after they closed down the campus, so there's like it's not like there's like other students kind of running around or whatever. It was just us three in there. Basically they had us in like different parts of the library, so they would talk to this one guy for something, they would talk to this guy for something, and they'd come talk to me for something. And it was all about like what our favorite food was and stuff like that. And like one guy said ramen, another guy said sushi, just kind of like the typical flavors. And like I kind of wanted to say ramen too. Obviously, proper precautions were done and everything, so it was nothing super serious. And I think that was another reason why they had us all spread out was, for social distancing and stuff. So, we were safe. But yeah, it was during COVID, so yeah. So when they got to me, I was thinking like, oh shit, what am I gonna say? I don't want to be like, I like ramen too. So I had to think of something, and I was like, tonkatsu curry rice. And I wanted to kind of also throw a little curveball in there because I was stationed in Yokosuka, and in Yokosuka they're very famous for curry. So they have this special brand called like Kaigun curry, which is Navy curry. Yeah, there's still production going on for sure, but it's definitely very sparse. They had like maybe 2 or 3 camera people there, plus the kid had the little cell phone on a gimbal type dealio. But I think that was more of a prop than an actual camera. They used a couple shots from it, but it was mostly just a prop. So when they got to me, and they were talking about like my favorite food, and I said, I think like Navy curry or something like that. And they were like, Navy? Navy? Nani sore Navy? And I was thinking like, oh shit, did I not pronounce it right? And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh god, I just completely screwed this whole thing up. So I thought it was gonna be like cute and like novel and everything, and they're just like totally confused. I'm like, oh shit. And then they said they thought it was like the color navy, like navy blue. I was thinking, okay, you kind of get it. And then I did the salute, and the thing was I didn't like look at the camera to do it, so it wasn't like proper salute, so it looked like I was like looking down as I was doing it. And so they saw me do that, they're like, Keisetsu. They thought it was like police, and I'm like, close. And eventually they didn't understand, so they had like one of the handlers come in and be like, oh, Navy wa kaigun desu. Like, oh, kaigun, ah, 面白いね, すごいじゃん. Stuff like that. So, yeah, once they explained it to them, then, Gunjin, basically. Once they explained it to them, then they kind of like put it in post, like, Sa, Navy wa Kaigun, or whatever. The fuck, Gunjin. Hey, Gunjin. I think Gunjin is army. Or are you talking about like person of the gun? That would be Jujin. Because you can't say freedom and guns without Jew. It's the same word. It's a pun. Huh. But yeah, I wanted to be fancy and say Kaigun. So yeah, tis what it is. But oh, you're in the Marines? Oh yeah, I think that's what they call it. It's like each branch has like a different word. Sure. Marine Corps. Kias. Ah, shit. Come on. Come on, Google Translate, do your thing. Marine Corps. Oh, whoops, that was the wrong one. Umi Heitai? Marines. It would be Umi Heitai. I guess it would be the Marines. And then to refer to a particular Marine, it would be Kaihai, or Kaihai, or Kaihei, sorry.
Kaihei.
That one. Yeah, that's the one. I can words. So yeah, it's funny. They have all these different, sayings, so it's like, it's all literally the same thing. So Marine, boater, crewman, blue jacket, devil dog, leatherneck, shipboard soldier is Kaihei. So there you go. Learn some of them Nihongos as you go. And then, so for Navy, Kaigun, sailor would be Funanori, although I don't know if that's like military sailor, just someone who's on boats or whatever. So yeah. Then I think Army is... Oh yeah, it's just Gun. Or Rikugun would be Army. Then Air Force is Kugun. That's cool. Then I don't know if they have one for Coast Guard. Oh, jeez, I can spell. Christ. Engan Kai Bitai. Or no, Engan K Bitai. Okay. Whatever. They're not a real branch. They're not real people. I'm sorry. Anyway, getting back to the comments here. So did I ever get a My Number card? No, not yet. Oh, yes. Oh, shit, I forgot Space Force. I actually wonder if they have a translation. Choto de Mates. Please do. And not just Space Force. Some bullshit like that. Come on. Give me something real, Google Translate. Come on. Come on. You got this, babe. Let's do it. Why is it taking so fucking long? Come on. Do it. Fuck. Oh, they do. Sweet. Uchugun. Or Uchugun. Huh. Well, what do you know? I definitely learned something today. Jesus, that's a Japanese lesson right there for you, David. Getting to tell, like, all the different branches. That'd be cool. So... Did I get a My Number card? Not yet. Oh shit, that's right. I was gonna ask them at the branch office. Fuck. Thanks for reminding me. So I was supposed to get like a... Because I tried applying online, but they said you had to have this application number. And I'm like, how to get the application number? It's like, well, you gotta apply in person. And I'm like... So this whole like applying online is to prevent the invites to Cologne World Tour. And... So it's kind of like typical, Japanese sort of hypocrisy where it's like, oh, you just apply online. Okay, how do I apply online? Well, first you got to get this number. Okay, cool. How do I get the number? Well, you got to visit the branch office. In person? Yeah. So why can't I just do the whole thing in person? Well, because you got to apply online. Okay. How do I apply online? Well, you got to get the number in person. Okay. I get you. I understand. Wakarimashita, as the Japanese say. Hi. I feel ya. Anyway, So, I got one right before I left back in 2016. It was supposed to be like a social security number, if it never took hold. Yeah, it should be like a permanent thing. I don't see them like having to like reset it if you leave or whatever. Then again, I'm not a Japanese government specialist, so don't take my word for it. Yeah, some people, they do like the Gairaigo version, so, it'd be like Marines, or in my case, Navy. Maybe Navy? baby. Something like that. So I used to live near, next to Misawa. Oh, nice. Called the Americans Gunjin. Oh, yeah, it'd be people of the army. Army people. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a little pet peeve with me. Because, like, everybody thinks, you know, they don't know the difference between army and military. Or maybe, like, in other countries, they just call the military the army. So they're like, oh, yeah, he's a former army guy. He was in the army. He's an army veteran. Oh, that's cool. I'm like, I was in the Navy. I wasn't in the fucking dirt with the army peeps. Like, I mean, no shade towards army folk, because my brother is an army veteran. So, you know, just two vets hanging out. But I was in the cool branch. You know, got to see all kinds of ports and stuff. But, you know, no shade. So, onyomi and kunyomi, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I'd do that. I don't think they made a distinction. Everyone was Gunjin. It kind of sounds like Gaijin, too, so it's, you know, kind of funny. Oh, Gunjin da. It's funny. Or Gunjin, not Gunjin, sorry. Gunjin ga. Yeah. Kids learned it like that and just used the term. The Navy fed yesterday and they have Space Force on there. Oh, seriously? Okay. I'm wondering if Joe Biden's going to continue with the Space Force. That'd be cool. I think they should. I think it's time, you know, we get a space military out there. I know it's kind of like a joke, you know, even the Coast Guard was laughing at them. It's like, ha, we're not the most ridiculous branch anymore. And like, no, you still are, but, you know, Space Force, pew pew, pretty cool. Coast Guard, jobs that don't matter. Fucking puddle pirates. But no shade, of course. Let's see. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I wonder if I can, you know, cross enlist and go to Space Force. Yeah, right. It's like, hey, pal. Would they still be shipmates though? Hey, shipmate. You're talking to a Space Force veteran. Spent 4 years in the Force. Shit was wild. Lost a lot of good men. Have you ever been forward deployed to Mars? I don't think so. We lost a lot of good men that day. You know? Ugh. Japanese one's better because I was a civilian. Yeah. Oh yeah, those are pretty. Yeah, with the Yokosuka, it's also a joint Navy base. So it's both the American and the Japanese Navy. So I'd see like Japanese sailors around like all the time. You know, always getting caught with weed near Misawa. Oh, nice. Yeah, the Yoko ones, I never really heard any stories. There's probably a lot of shenaniganry going on too, but I never really heard anything from the Japanese Navy anyway. American Navy, on the other hand, has a different story when the carrier pulled in. There was always some fucking shenaniganry going on when the carrier pulled in. If it was just nothing but small boys, you know, like cruisers, destroyers, stuff like that, fucking no issues. Maybe like a 1 or 2 little incidents that'd be taken care of at command level, and that'd be it. Nothing serious. Navy guy, I read that. What about the woman in the Japanese military? One of my students is a flight officer. She's cute as hell. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cuties in the Japanese military for sure. You know, the ones I saw mostly were dudes, but every once in a while you see some female sailors out there. It was mostly female officers, and I was always kind of confused about whether or not I should salute. Like, there's some people who are like, yeah, I should salute, I respect. Others who are like, nah, man, this is a different Navy. So I was just like, I don't know, should I? So if I'm walking with someone, I just kind of follow their lead. So if they salute, I salute. If not, I just fucking carry on. I just, like, don't look at them. It's like in Pokemon. If you don't look them directly in the eyes, you don't get challenged. You know? Does anyone ever go out to Kumagaya Station? Kumagaya? I've never heard of that one. Let me check it. Ouch. Kumagaya. Station. That is. Oh, that's in Saitama, man. I mean, I've been to Saitama like maybe once to work on a video, but that's about it. It pretty much just went straight away. Let's see. How far is it from Tokyo? Where are we at here? Come on. It is. Are you serious? Oh shit. My boy, you are way the fuck away from Tokyo. Like, the fastest way to get to Tokyo would be by either Shinkansen or plane. Airplane. You are so fucking far away. So, just to give you an idea, if you were to go from Kumagai Station to Shinjuku Station... Okay, alright. Maybe I overestimated. But still. Okay, so it'd take you about an hour and 11 minutes on the Shonan Shinjuku line. And it would cost about $11.70. So about 11 burger bucks to get from Kumagaya to Shinjuku Station. So overall it's not too bad if you're looking to save some months and not be in the fucking thick of it with all that stress and everything, being in the big city. Actually, let me check how far away. Oh yeah, for me, I'm only like 25 minutes away from Shinjuku Station. So, yeah, you're like an hour. Yeah, I mean, like when I was stationed in Yokosuka, it'd take me like an hour and a half to get to Tokyo. So like I would always do it on the weekends, just fucking hang out or whatever, you know. So I mean, overall it's not that bad, but yeah, like doing it frequently would be very, very stressful, especially if you get in like a crowded train. You know those small town trains with like basically you have the cart to yourself, or it's like 2 or 3 other people, is fucking awesome. Oh my god. That's like my favorite feeling in the world, just being in a train car, just all by myself, just fucking like, this is fucking awesome. I can just kick back and just fucking chill out. Like I did that when I was visiting my friends out in, deeper in Kanagawa. I don't want to give exact locations because they're not comfortable with it, but yeah, I was visiting one of my friends for a little Thanksgiving get-together. That was done safely. You know, we were in separate rooms, and all the rooms were ventilated and shit, like fresh air and everything, so yeah, we were taking precautions. But, you know, I went to go visit her, and she was in the middle of the fucking sticks. Like, even after I went out to this, like, BFE train station, I had to walk, like, 2 kilometers just to get to her place. Yeah, it was really nice to like ride the train there because there was like fucking nobody in the car. I just had the whole thing to myself, and I'm just fucking vibing, just listening to fucking tunes on YouTube or going through podcasts or whatever the fuck. It's a good time, but if it's all crowded and shit, it fucking sucks. It's one thing I don't miss about you know, when I was going into school in person versus doing it online, was that fucking early morning commute to Shinjuku fucking sucked hairy donkey dong. Just fucking being all sandwiched in with everybody, and you got fucking Taro-san over here all sweaty and gross. Still hasn't fucking come down from that lemon chuhai, you know. So what am I majoring at in Temple? I'm not going to Temple right now. I was thinking about it, but considering how much I have left on the GI Bill, it's not really possible for me, because I wouldn't be able to get a degree from there. So my thing is, I'm just going to be hanging out here until Lakeland gets their bachelor's program in order, and I'll be able to get the most credits from them, versus transferring over to Temple and, you know, not everything transferring over one-to-one. So if I keep it all in-house with Lakeland, I get the most credits. So, I mean, it might be a possibility if Lakeland doesn't work out, but I'm betting that it will. So, I thought about going to Temple for grad school, but they only offer MBAs. I don't know what it's what the grad school life is like in Temple. They also have one out in Osaka too. So that's only for grad school. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. It's in northern Saitama, supposedly part of the. Oh yeah. Weekend trip, definitely. Yeah, I prefer small town life in Japan. Oh yeah, Zushi. Yeah, I kind of avoided Zushi when I was in the service because they were coming down pretty hard, like Footloose style, on shit you could do at the beach. Like you couldn't, have tattoos, loud music, and they basically had like the fun police patrolling everywhere on there. And if you weren't of the Asian persuasion, then they fucking come down on you hard, even if you weren't doing anything wrong. So I usually just go to either like Enoshima or a little bit in Kamakura, stuff like that. But yeah, like fucking Kanagawa beach life is the best life, man. That's why I fucking love it out here. It's so much more relaxed, like with Tokyo, it felt like my anxiety could never like fully turn off because everybody's always in a fucking hurry and running around doing this, that, and the other. It's just fucking okay. Yeah. If you have kids, it makes sense. So it's understandable in your case, Obsidian. But the single dude just trying to have a good time. Yeah, it's a bit of a downer. But for kids, it makes sense. Always prefer the small town life in Japan. Yeah. But yeah, just I live in like a small little suburb area in Kawasaki, just on like the fringe end. So, it's pretty chill out here. Very, very relaxing. Although I wish there was more like restaurants and places I can get groceries from. It just feels like I'm only able to shop at like Convenies and stuff all the time because there's like hardly any restaurants around here. They got like a Jonathan's, McDonald's. That's about it really. So it's kind of shit in that aspect, but the rent's cheap, neighborhood's pretty calm, so it's not all bad. So let me check. Okay, so we're still good on that. First game in Japan, avoided Tokyo, hung on Sakuragi-cho on the station salad drinking area. Oh yes, oh my god. I don't know what's like nowadays, well, especially with Cologne World Tour, but I remember when kind of in the later part of when I was stationed in Yokosuka, my shipmates and I would always go out to kind of like the kind of around like Nokendai in Yokohama, and like I think it was Sakuragi-cho, stuff like that, where they had like all these little like hole in the wall bars. We went to one that was like Star Trek themed, like they had all the Star Trek figures and the ships and everything kind of running around, and we were just sitting there drinking and just looking at all this memorabilia, and I think they had like some Star Trek vids playing in the background or whatever. It's just like, man, only in Japan, some pretty wild shit. And it was just nice and chill. Like it wasn't like, in the hub in Tokyo where you're fucking butt to nut with all the other stinky gaijin. And you get that one little gaijin hunter like trying to hump your leg and like, you want green card now? Green card now? Yeah, you American boy, you want this green card, huh? Green card hoshi? Green card hoshi? Oh, soda. Or whatever. Used to walk in gaijin bachi, yeah. Just chilling, yeah. And Yokohama also had a pretty good craft beer scene at the time. And we just go out to all these like craft beer bars and just fucking chugging on all these like stouts and porters and fucking all this shit, man. It was awesome. Iminato Mirai, nice. Yeah, beach life. Oh man, like I think once I get everything settled, you know, with like a work visa, once this whole school thing is 100% done, I definitely want to get closer to the beach because I miss the water. Even though I live near Tamagawa, which is a river, it's not quite the same as being by the ocean. Kanai, nice. Am I collecting unemployment in the States? Should if I haven't used it yet. You can do it all online as long as you have a Social Security and a bank account. It's interesting. I don't know what the rules are now because like I haven't lived in the States in like in almost a year at this point. So I don't know if I can collect unemployment. And plus you know, I still like have some part-time jobs and stuff, so I'm not technically unemployed, but I don't know what the official ruling is for that. So I'm just waiting for that stimulus package to get underway. And speaking of which, when they started unrolling them out originally, I ended up getting both the American and the Japanese stimulus. And with the Japanese stimulus at the time, I didn't have a bank account, so they had to like mail it to me in like certified mail, where they had like a guy like physically hand it to me. And I made a video on it when I had like the $10,000 bill or 10,000 yen bills, and I was just like, ugh. And I couldn't edit that photo at all, so it was all just completely unphotoshopped because it had currency in there, and with Photoshop it doesn't allow you to edit currency. It would just shut down basically. So I just got like the most clickbaitiest thumbnail I could make, where I made like the most YouTube O face I've ever made. Like fucking got the chin in there, kind of looking like the reaction guy, like, you know, it's just like, or whatever, you know, just trying to be all clickbaity. This is just funny. Where are we at here? Small town life, lived in Saimura, 5 years, Google mapped that place. Dang, that's crazy. And I already said that. Like, there's some beaches I won't take them. Izu Shimoda. I actually wanted to go to Shimoda because Eric from the Eric Surf 6 channel, he made a couple videos out there, and the beach just looks amazing. But I get it, you know, with kids, it's, you know, you gotta take them into consideration. So, should be as hell. Yeah, Photoshop won't let you edit anything with money, even if it's foreign currency. Because, like, I always tried doing that, you know, because I wanted to make those thumbnails where it's like, well, how much money do I make? And just have, like, you know, some bills or whatever to kind of be like, yeah, guys, you can make this much money. But it wouldn't let me do it. I think there was, like, even, like, the Japanese coins and the Japanese bills video, the only reason it allowed me to do those was because they were just a touch out of focus. So, and also with the Coinstar video, where I cashed in all my coins and I got, spoiler alert, I got 2,000 yen out of it. But I had like the two bills and I was like, oh, you know, oh goodness. So, all right. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. All this water is gonna make a pit stop, so I'll be back in like 2 minutes. So give me just a second. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Alright, he's in the bathroom, so I gotta go to the downstairs bathroom, so it'll take me like 3 minutes. Oh, fuck me. Whew. I think I make it. Goodness. Whew. All right. Sorry about that, guys. But, yeah, nature calls. Tis what it is. Whew. I feel 2 liters lighter. Oh my god. So close to not making it. Okay, cool. So let me catch up on comments here while I was out and about. Oh really? Wow, I didn't know that. So unemployment won't care if you collect as long as you're not employed in the US. And I'm definitely not employed in the US. Haven't been for some time. And they won't confirm your employment overseas too. Nice. I just googled working there. That was a small town. Damn. Old Iraqi currency with sound face on it. Nice. Yeah, I love having like old money and stuff. Like, you know, when I was in all the different countries I've been to, I always collected some ones and never like cashed it in for other currency. I just kept it. Yeah, version dropped from people between. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing about the small like Inaka towns. That's mostly just old people, because you know in Japan, it's mostly just you know when you're young you go to the big city like Tokyo or whatever to work, and then once you're ready to retire you fuck off back to your hometown. So that's why you just see a bunch of old folk living in the towns, in the small towns now. So if you're a youngin', if you're a young pup, gotta get out there to the big cities to do all that stuff. But wonder if would allow me to edit them. I don't know. I mean, you could always try it out, Obsidian, but it wouldn't let me edit any currency, because it would automatically detect it. I guess it's like an anti-forgery measure within there. Whatever. That's freaking awesome. I say schools there are both amazing and a bit depressing. Yeah, especially with the super Inaka places, because it's, you know, only like a handful of kids there. But it is nice to have all that like open space and just a chiller vibe, you know. So I like living near the big cities. I don't like living in the big cities, you know. So I like living near it, so you know when I do want to go out and like do stuff, I can. But I don't want to fucking like live there to where I'm just like stressed the fuck out all the time, and you know rent is like stupid high, and you know, just fuck that, you know. I like that shit. I was direct hire OT from 2012 2016. Used to spend half my working hours at home. Nice. And no one cared. They actually laughed with me about it. They were just happy someone wanted to live in their town. See, that's nice. It's nice when people care, you know. In the bigger cities, you know, especially Tokyo, it feels like a lot of people just kind of get lost in the mix because there's so many, you know. Even amongst foreigners, like there's so many fucking foreigners in Tokyo, so it's just like, just another Hakujin, man. Fucking whatever. You know, nobody cares. But if you get out to the smaller villages and even like the smaller cities and stuff, you know, it's definitely, you know, you start get that sort of like gaijin rock star sort of moment, you know. But also you get to like connect with the locals and stuff if you work on them nihongos. Once went to on a mountain hike, came across a village, got chatting with an oldster there. He nearly made me buy an abandoned house. Oh goodness. Yeah, the countryside's the best. You should go in the mountains and shoot. Yeah, I'm Sadu, man. Yeah, I don't think I've been to a place in Japan with the monkeys. I think it'd be kind of cool to see, but I don't know. I don't know. Monkeys are kind of weird because it's like you think you want to see them out in the wild, then you hear stories of them like eating people's faces off and all kinds of other weird shit, and you're just like, you know, just one of the weird things. Countryside's the best. Oh, I already spread that part. Left Japan in 2016. I've decided it's time to go back. It's time to be a lot closer to the city. Yeah, that makes sense, man. You know, like I left Japan back in 2015 when I got out of the military. And yo, Obsidian, thanks for that $5 holler, man. Muchos apreciados. For sure. Yeah, no worries, Obsidian. It's good seeing you on here, dude. Definitely don't be a stranger now. And take care. Let me see. You can survive country life. I think you can survive those things. Yeah, totally. And plus, like, I grew up in that small town environment in Ohio, so like, you know, I'm totally used to it. But I just like being like near the bigger cities, so that way I actually have like something to do. So I kind of want like the best of both worlds, you know. Like I want to live in a small town to where I'm not super stressed out by everything and too many people and all those kinds of stuff. But I also want to be near the big cities, so when I want to do stuff, I can do stuff. Think about Inaka as a farmer's daughter phenomenon. Yeah, definitely. Few but good quality, for sure. For sure. And especially I've heard the Kyushu girls are pretty dang hot. I've also heard a lot of things about the Hokkaido girls too. Like one of my shipmates, he shacked up with someone from the north, and you know, because they get closer to Russia, I guess, so they, you know, have different features. trying to say it politely, but she was like really tall for a Japanese girl. She was basically like just a little above my height. So I'm 5'9". That's 175 centimeters, I think, something like that. Time to hit the hay. No worries, David. Hey, don't be a stranger, man. Feel free to stop by anytime. Oyasumi nasai. Take care. But yeah, she was like really fucking tall. And she was really sweet though, you know. Good gal. Okay, so sacred hogwash. How can you tell if YouTube is shadow banned you? I asked because when I put out a new video, the search for it last out filter. It's hardly any views anymore. I think you have to like search it for like on like YouTube incognito, where you're not signed into any of your accounts and they don't have any cookies to track your data to see if things have been shadow banned. But even then, it's like it could just be due to the fact that it's such a recent video, you know. So it might take time to kind of propagate in the system. That's kind of how it is with my stuff too. Like, you know, for whether I do live streams or, you know, put my videos out or whatever, it usually takes them a couple hours or whatever to start, you know, getting some steam going. And granted, you know, I also share them on like Discord and Twitter and stuff to help get them a little bit of early traction, but, you know, yeah, incognito for the win. Just make sure your tracking cookies are turned off for it, because they have that little toggle option for sure. Yeah, super cute in Kyushu for sure. Definitely wanted to wanted to visit southern Japan a lot more because I visited Hiroshima when we hit port out there, and I've also been to Sasebo as well, and they're both pretty good places. Sasebo I kind of thought was kind of like Yokosuka, but like way more spread out, so I wasn't like super duper enamored with it. But when I went to Hiroshima, there's just so much like natural beauty there. Not in terms of the people, I don't even remember what the fuck people looked like as far as like the girl quality, but in terms of landscapes and being by the ocean, just all that kinds of stuff, and being by Miyajima and going to all the touristy shit, and I tried fried oysters out there for the first time in my life, and I'm not even much of a fish kind of guy, but those are like really damn good. And they had one of the few working alcohol vending machines there too, because you'd see like the old beat up ones out and about, but they'd never be working. But that was the first one I saw that was working, so pretty cool. Goodness. Yeah, with the hibbity hops. Okay, good. Yeah, because I got this lo-fi stream of copyright music, or non-copyrighted music, excuse me. And I got another half hour left of it, so I have to put it on the... Actually, do I have to repeat on? Put on loop just in case. Just in case I go over. So... Alrighty. Goodness. This is a fun stream, gotta say. Like, a lot of good conversation going on here. I've just been trying to like think of different things to do on stream, because I just want to keep things moving, keep the engagement up, and talk to you guys and everything. And I'm always worried like am I being boring or whatever, but you guys seem to like it. You like the nice chill vibes and stuff. But I've been thinking of like different ways to shake it up. Like I was thinking about doing like some Let's Play streams or whatever, just like playing some of the video games. I got Pokemon Sword with the expansion pass, and the cool thing about the Switch is it's region free, so I can get the Japanese game, play it in English or Japanese if I wanted. But I just play it in English because I don't like thinking sometimes, and carry on smartly from there. And recently I got the Yu-Gi-Oh game for the Switch, and I had this on Steam. It was pretty fun, but I wanted to get it on Switch so I could also do some streaming, and because I like the portable version, that's kind of my thing. It's just it's hard for me to play consoles these days, because most consoles are basically just low-powered computers at this point. So aside from exclusives, I can't really think of a reason to get a console. But with the Switch, it's both a console and a handheld. So it's just like, fuck, it's like this thing was built for me, Because I love the handheld aspect, because I don't have to worry about making sure everything's all hooked in or whatever. I just fucking pick up the thing, turn it on, and go. It's like, it's frictionless. And if I wanted to play on a TV, or in my case, a monitor, if I want to play on the monitor, I can do that too, but I have to like unhook the HDMI from my computer and hook it into the little Switch dock here. If I wanted to do it that way. Oh, goodness. So there's that. Ooh. That was a deep sneeze. Took me a while to get my voice back from that one. But yeah. So yeah. I think during this time, it was nice to take a break from making videos and doing much else. I mean, I do some editing here and there, but like during these past week or two since graduating, I'd mostly just been taking it easy, just chilling, and I feel like a lot better. My thought was originally to just hit the ground running with making vids, but it's just wanted to take a break. Felt like I was just doing too much, and I was starting to feel like really angry for no reason. So that was the big red flag for me. So that's why I knew, as much as I don't want to, because I want to keep making the munds, and put it away in the bank for savings. Sometimes it's good to take a break. Also, something that really helped me too, helped my mental health, was getting rid of Twitter and Reddit off my phone. And I got rid of the quick links thing when you open the new tab on Chrome. Also got rid of them from there too. Like, I can still type it in and do my thing, but because it's not as easily accessible, I only go on there once in a great while now. Maybe once a day, as opposed to once every hour, half hour. If I was bored and needed that quick little dopamine fix, I was fucking Twitter, Reddit. Just, either reading something, seeing a new video, kind of figuring out what's going on in the news, all this, that, and the other, and just sometimes you just got to disconnect yourself from all that, and just kind of recenter, so it's definitely helped me be a little bit more in the moment, which is another thing, because I'm constantly in my own head all the time. And when I was in the immigration office, I'd just taken it off my phone with Twitter and Reddit, so there wasn't really anything going on Discord or Instagram or whatever. So I was just sitting there chilling, watching TV, just Japanese TV, talking about I guess dam developments or something like that down in Kyushu after the big flooding and everything. They were talking about it, so we were talking about different water heights. I don't know. Wasn't anything super interesting, but it was just something to just kind of veg out to while you're waiting for your number to be called. So, alrighty. Well, I think it's about that time, everybody. We've been on for almost 2.5 hours already. God damn, this is a long one. I'm surprised you guys stuck with me this long. Goodness. Alright, guys. So I think we're gonna call it our stream for now. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this super long live stream. Really appreciate the good conversation, and muchos apreciados to all the donors. Shout out to Takar Tony and Obsidian Perspective. And with that said, guys, this is the Andy-san. Signing for now. And as always, and forever, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye.